Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about how to glow from the inside out. And today I want to share with you some of my most repurchased, most used products from Beauty of Joseon. Now, back in 2022, I did my top 5 from Beauty of Joseon. And you know what? That video is actually still really popular. A lot of people are still watching that video to this day. And I really stand by that list of products. But I wanted to do a little bit kind of like an update. I don't want to change my top 5 necessarily, but I do want to kind of keep you in the loop about what I have been using the most since that video. Because I've been a fan of the brand since like 2016. And I know not a lot of people realize Beauty of Joseon has been around that long, but they absolutely have. And it all started for me with Dynasty Cream, all the way back when. I absolutely love that product. And my favorites have definitely expanded since those days. But I'm really excited to share this list for you. So before we jump in, let me know what your favorite or most repurchased product from Beauty of Joseon is in the comments below. And anytime during the video, if you're new here and you love K-beauty and you like what you're seeing and hearing from me, don't forget to hit subscribe and come join our skincare community. All right, give the video a big thumbs up and let's dive in. So let's start off with the Ginseng and Retinal Revive Eye Serum. This is probably my most purchased product from Beauty of Joseon in the last couple of years, really because I think it's fantastic, but also because it's a product that I use not just for my eyes, right under my eyes, right? But don't put it in your eyes, but it's actually a product that I use for my neck and chest as well. And this is actually a product that is flexible in that way. It is, if you've noticed, a little bit bigger than a traditional eye cream product. This is about 30 milliliter, which is really essentially the size of a serum, right? And so this is something that they do say that you absolutely can use for the delicate skin under your eye. It's a very gentle retinaldehyde formulation, but they do encourage you to use it as a kind of gentle beginner retinaldehyde for all over your face. But I have found a lot of particular use for neck and chest because, what's that one thing that skincare content creators and skinfluencers are always saying? They're like, don't forget your neck and chest. Skincare doesn't stop at your chin. Retinaldehyde, which is in this product, that is a form of a retinoid or like retinal, right? It's actually a little bit more potent than your traditional retinol, and that's spelled with an O. Retinaldehyde, or sometimes shortened to retinal, spelled with an A. This is a really potent retinoid that stimulates collagen, and that's what you need as far as like slow aging, well aging, right? That's what fights the fine lines and wrinkles. It's a very great preventative ingredient, but it's also really one of those ingredients that you're actually going to see some benefits for any existing fine lines and wrinkles. Those should soften, and the deepness of them should be improved with continual and consistent use of a collagen stimulating ingredient like a retinoid, like retinaldehyde. And so that's what this, the main ingredient in here does. Now they have also combined it with ginseng, which is really, how Beauty of Joseon products are always like a combination of, what's cutting edge and going on in the skincare world and what is traditional and has been around for centuries in like not K-beauty, right? But like Korean beauty, right? That's where the name Beauty of Joseon comes from. It's a reference to the Joseon period in Korea. But anyways, all of their products you'll notice will have some combination of like some modern skincare ingredient and something that feels a little bit like it's been around, a little bit more traditional, a little bit older. And so ginseng definitely has been revered in Korean beauty and K-beauty for a very long time, particularly because it's a strong antioxidant and that protects our skin from the things that cause damaging inflammation that in turn will damage the collagen structure, and that speeds up the aging process on the skin. So we want lots of antioxidants in our skincare. Ginseng is a really great one, if you consume it, but also if you put it on top of your skin. It also promotes skin elasticity, another thing that we need, right? For slow or well aging. And it can also help to just bring out like a brightness and a healthiness to the complexion. Now that's beneficial if you have some darkness under your eyes, right? And I do find that this eye cream, just as an eye cream, does actually help quite a bit with darkness, dullness. If you are not sleeping well, right? If you are fatigued, I do feel like this, beyond just the collagen stimulating retinaldehyde, I do believe this formula just actually helps to perk up the under eye area really, really nicely. It's got this really gorgeous like gel cream type of texture. So it's not like your traditional rich, greasy, or oily, hard to spread type of eye cream. This is a lot lighter, quickly absorbed into the skin, very thin. I do like it as an eye cream, but I love it for neck and chest because it's so gentle but effective. It's so gentle, and that's great for neck and chest because this skin is different than the skin on your face. And I know a lot of folks, and myself included, right, really potent retinoids that your face has gotten used to and you can use. You're not getting the tretinoin scaries, right, or the retinol scaries. You're not getting the peeling and the flaking and the redness and the itchiness and the irritation and like the broken skin barrier. Yeah. You're so much more prone to that here. I know my chest is so sensitive, and it goes red, it gets itchy, I get little bumps when it gets irritated like so quickly. And so I really can't use anything too potent on my chest for sure. And then my neck, it's like anything, if I put a lot of products on, it pills. It's just like so different than the skin on my face. Anyways, the texture of this is perfect for that because it's so thin, quickly absorbed, right? But then the formula of this is perfect too. Like I said, I can't put a lot of products here. I can't layer a lot of products. So I need something that's hard hitting all in one, hard hitting all in one. So if you watch my skincare routines here on my channel, you're not a stranger to the Beauty of Joseon Radiance Cleansing Balm. You see me use this a lot over the years, ever since it was released. I think in like 2021 it came out. And this is actually a product that they reformulated in 2021. It had been around previously, and they changed the formula quite a bit. And one of the changes that they made to this product was it used to actually contain fragrance, and they took the fragrance out and they created a fragrance-free cleansing balm. And I believe like the texture and really just the overall formula changed as well. And so I'm a really big fan of this one, definitely because it's fragrance free. As you know, I generally tend towards skincare products that don't contain artificial fragrances or essential oils. And so this fits the bill for me. But this is a product that I say this all the time, but like, this is the product that made me enjoy cleansing balms, because prior to using this product, I didn't really like cleansing balms. I'm more of a cleansing oil kind of a girl, quite honestly, because cleansing balms, they do, yes, they're made of wax. A lot of them have wax content, right? Like that's how they become a balm. But they have like a waxy sort of aftertaste or residue to them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you get them on your face and it just feels kind of waxy, and then you try to rinse it off and it's like there's a residue like clinging to your skin, or they're just really hard to remove. And it's just like, yeah, it's coating your skin. It's a little bit waxy, and I'm congestion prone. And so I don't want any residue on my face. I mean, nobody does, right? But when you're congestion prone, you're like extra paranoid about that. So I've just never really enjoyed cleansing balms because so many of them, especially prior to this product, had that type of texture. And they were just really hard to rinse off. And so when I first started using this, I was really surprised at the texture because it was very different than anything I had tried up to that point. This texture is more melty. It's not as waxy. And so it really just gets like fluidy and liquidy and silky right under your fingertips. The heat of your skin just like warms it up beautifully. But it really is such a hardworking cleansing balm. Anytime, I say this a lot as well, anytime I have like a lot of makeup on, like I have a lot of makeup on right now, I will be using this tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like it has this really great ability to work through thick layers of like full coverage foundation, thick layers of stubborn sunscreen, multiple layers of stubborn, water resistant, mineral based sunscreens. You know what I'm talking about, the really hard to remove ones. This does it so well. Waterproof mascara, this does it so well. It really does just kind of like melty, such a good word for it. It just melts through everything so well, and it clings to it, and then you emulsify it with a little bit of water, and it really pulls everything up, and then you rinse it, and it rinses away easily, cleanly, no residue. It's such a good cleansing balm, and it's fragrance free, and it's gentle for my skin, and it doesn't clog my pores, and it doesn't like coat my skin in a residue, and it just works every single time. It is such a great cleansing balm. I often have multiple jars of this in my back stock. Next, let's talk about the Propolis and Niacinamide Glow Serum. OMG. I adore this. And this is a product that is so good, especially if you have sensitive skin and you have acne or you break out and you have congested skin, because this is such a good, gentle anti-acne serum. So the traditional ingredient here, propolis extract, 60%. So propolis is, it's like a bee byproduct. It's somewhat related to honey. It has a lot of similar properties to honey. It's antibacterial, it's anti-inflammatory, it promotes wound healing on the skin. It actually moisturizes the skin and brings out a really healthy, gorgeous, kind of like lit from within healthy type of glow to the skin. And propolis has been used in so many cultures and over long, long periods of time. Go back in the history books, right? It's often used for wound healing, which, it can actually be good for while aging, but it can also be good for acne prone skin, because you know what happens, right? When you pop a pimple, right, or it comes through, the skin is broken, right? It needs mending, it needs wound healing. The anti-inflammatory properties and the antibacterial properties of propolis as well have been renowned for centuries. Also really good properties for acne prone skin. It's also got 2% of niacinamide. Now niacinamide, really great for brightening the skin. And I think that is a really powerful combination for folks who are acne prone, who do get hyperpigmentation after the inflammatory event of a pimple on your skin. That's me. I always get dark marks. And I always say this too. It's like the dark mark is almost worse than the pimple because it hangs around so much longer. So 2% of niacinamide, that's actually the clinical amount of niacinamide that you want in a product to get like the really good brightening benefits of niacinamide. You don't have to like max out your skin at 10% if you're just looking for brightening. 2% of niacinamide is also the clinical amount that helps to strengthen your skin barrier as well. And so it's a really nice combination here. Like I'm saying, like it helps to fight acne, but in a gentle way that is barrier respectful. But then they're also using a version of BHA, which is an exfoliant, but they're using a very gentle version at a very small percentage. They're using 0.5% of betaine salicylate. Now, this is about 2 times gentler than salicylic acid. So keep that in mind, first and foremost, 2 times gentler on the skin. And then they're using a really small amount, right? 0.5%, but it's just enough to get a little bit of that exfoliation process deep inside of the pore. And that's what you want if you're acne prone, right? Because the betaine salicylate is able to get inside the pore lining and just give a little bit of exfoliation. That helps to loosen, right, whatever is clogging up the pore. So it's not only good for active acne, but I think for congestion prone skin as well. You just get the little bumps in texture. It can be beneficial, especially with long-term consistent use. But rest assured, if your skin barrier is in good shape, this is something that you could use every single day. If you have very sensitive skin, right, if you're very sensitive to chemical exfoliation or your skin barrier is weak or damaged, I would not recommend that, right? Everybody's skin is different. You are the expert in your skin. I'm not, right? You are, so you know what's best, but just know that this ingredient is in here. It's a small quantity and it's 2 times gentler than salicylic acid. So use that information wisely. It has this like thicker, medium gel texture to it. It's not going to be appropriate for every skin type, in my opinion. I do have combination skin. It does lean a little bit more dry and dehydrated, especially in cooler temperatures. It's starting to become early fall where I live right now. And it gets oilier in the summer. And so this is definitely something that I would reach for right now, which I am, right? Cooler temperatures for my combo skin. Now let's talk about the ginseng essence water. This is so good. So this is called essence water. You could use this like an essence in your skincare routine, or you could use this like a hydrating toner or like a hybrid combo product. You could use it as both because it really does cover what both of those products would do. When I think about hydrating toner, I just think about something that brings hydration right into my skin, that helps to alleviate dehydration, to kind of calm down my skin, sort of prep me for the rest of my routine. Essences, they also hydrate the skin, but they often bring additional benefits like brightening, well aging, antioxidant care, maybe sometimes even acne care right to your routine. And they tend to be a halfway step between just the hydration of a toner, right, and the hard hitting, actives of a serum or an ampule. They're kind of somewhere in between. They can really boost when they're, in combo with other serums, they can kind of boost out your skincare routine and your results, right? And so that's kind of where this product lies, because it has the hydration like a regular toner, but it also has those actives that you might, and those benefits that you might expect from an essence, right? But it's not in a full-on serum or ampule-like texture. And so, as the name suggests, ginseng here, we've got not only a lot of ginseng water that is bringing a lot of the hydration and the watery, portion of this product, but they're also using a couple of different combinations of ginseng extract, different parts of the ginseng plant extracted. And so you do get a lot of ginseng content in here. And again, antioxidant care, I think, is probably what ginseng is most prized for in skincare. Remember, that's preventative, well aging for your skin, right? But it also helps to promote skin elasticity. And I just find that ginseng just brings that healthy glow to my skin. Like, I've used ginseng in so many different products throughout the years, and I always feel like it just teases out that quality in my skin that I just can't get enough of. They're also using niacinamide in the formula at about 2%, as we've already covered, clinical amount for brightening, but also that's that right amount for barrier support as well, strengthening up your skin barrier or keeping it nice and healthy. And so it has this really watery texture, and it sinks into the skin really nicely, and it brings a little bit more hydration than I feel like the texture suggests, because it's so watery. You think, oh, it's just gonna like disappear on my skin. It does actually bring some nice deep down hydration for your skin, and that's why I suggest, especially if you're into like skip care, combining a couple of different steps into one product, or quite honestly, like, it's the morning and you need to leave now, but you still want to do your skincare. You just need to cut down on time, right? This is a perfect product for that, because it can actually stand in for so many things. I'm talking about toners and essences, but there have been straight up times that I've also, used this as my toner, essence, and serum, and I just go straight in for moisturizer, especially like right after a workout. If I work out in the middle of the day, I'm like, I got to do another skincare routine because I got to wash my face and I have to put something on my skin. This was actually in my gym bag for a really long, not this bottle, but like this was in my gym bag for a really long time when I was doing a lot of midday workouts. That's actually the routine that I would do. I would wash my face, put a couple layers of this on, moisturizer, sunscreen if appropriate, right? And then go on with the rest of my day, and then do a more full routine like at night, right? So it's a perfect product for like just that type of like skincare approach. But it really, the benefits I find beyond just like it being a good hydrating product, which it is, it's a good hydrating product. Great, maybe not great hydrating, but it's a great brightener. It's a great skin healthy product. And that's really where it impresses me and why I keep like going back to it. Because yeah, it saves me time, it hydrates my skin, but it brightens my skin. It reduces redness really nicely. And I do tend to get a lot of redness just naturally around my nose. My skin can just look a little bit uneven from some redness, especially if I'm going through a little bout of dehydration or sensitivity at that point in time. And this just really takes down the redness, right? Chills out and calms down my skin, hydrates it. But then the ginseng also, like I said, with continuous use, it really teases out this healthiness to the skin, this vitality to the skin. And I have to talk about the ground rice and honey glow mask. Now, this was just released last summer in 2024, and I have legit gone through so many jars of this. Like, I have not used this since it was released last year. It's wild, actually, how much I have been loyal and in love with this mask. It's not wild because it's so good, but it's just like I was saying at the top of the video, like if I'm going back to something time and time again, when I have access to so many other skincare products, that really says something. And this is just the perfect. Yeah, that's a theme that's coming out a lot in this video. I wasn't planning that, like multitasking, multi-beneficial type of product. This is a great combination of some of my favorite things in a mask. So this has clay content in it. So it's actually really great at refining texture, cleaning out the pores, sucking up excessive oil in the skin. But then it also combines it with honey, which is moisturizing, calming, soothing, anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, very healing for the skin, lightly moisturizing for the skin. And then there's a little bit of physical exfoliation in here with the rice hull content. And it's very, very soft. This isn't like those hard micro beads that kind of like tear up at your skin, which I know sometimes they're satisfying, but they're also really rough on the skin, right? This is a much more soft, very natural kind of physical exfoliation. What's nice about this mask is you can opt out of that if you're not into it. You don't have to massage the mask into your face. If you want it, soft circles, you get a little bit of that. Great for any kind of like peely, flaky skin. I tend to get that around my mouth area, and sometimes, you know, the crack of my nose, as I always say, my nose crack. I do tend to get it around my nose too. So I won't massage actually the mask into my whole face. I'll just put it in those areas where I get like that rougher, flaky skin, and it's really great for that. And so incredibly gentle. I have very sensitive skin, so incredibly gentle. But what I really like about this is really, I like to focus in on that honey and clay combination, because I love a good clay mask. It's so great for, like I said, refining texture, right? It's great for maintenance care. That's why I say I use this mask once a week just to kind of keep everything nice and clean and smooth and clear. I tend to get a lot of buildup around my nose, and so this is really great maintenance type of product. I love clay, but it's so incredibly drying for my sensitive skin, especially if I let it dry even just a little bit too long on my face. It just sucks all the living moisture out of my skin, and then I have to do this whole like restorative skincare routine afterwards to try to replenish the hydration and the moisture that the clay took from my skin. Like I just wanted to take the junk out of my pores. I don't want it to take the essential moisture and hydration from my skin. And so it's always just a really tricky balance for my skin type and clay masks. But what's interesting is that combo with the honey actually keeps the clay a lot more gentle and actually kind of moisturizing for the skin, because the honey means that the mask never really dries. You know how clay masks dry to like a crackle on your skin? The clay doesn't actually dry. It still has the clarifying properties and the sebum and gunk sucking abilities, but it doesn't dry on the skin. The honey keeps everything moist, hydrated, and soothed. And then the honey itself also reduces redness, inflammation, as I mentioned earlier. Great also for some active acne that I've also been struggling with in the last couple of weeks. And this always takes down the redness, and it actually seems to calm the inflammation, just like even the size and the swelling. Even just in 10 minutes after washing this off, the pimples just look a lot better. They feel a lot better, but the redness is reduced as well. And my skin is never dehydrated. It's never dried out. It's never irritated. It's actually really soft, smooth, glowy. It's in the name, right? And it performs every single time. And I know I've said this before, but it's like whenever I want to use a mask, like I want to see a visible benefit when I take it off or wash it off or whatever it is, right? And I feel like this delivers, and that's why it's been in my weekly rotation since it was released. So let me know your favorite products on repeat from Beauty of Joseon, or really any brand. Let us all know in the comments below. And hey, let me know, do you like this format of video? Do you want me to do some other brands that I go back to time and time again? Let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, please come join our skincare community, especially if you love K-beauty, especially if you love deep diving into textures and ingredients. That's what my channel is all about. So definitely hit subscribe, come join our community, and turn on notifications so you're never out of the loop. I just want to encourage you to keep shining your light. I love you so much. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.